When he went away, it was like my heart stopped beating. I just could not handle being alone with a newborn. I'm sorry, and I'm lost. I have no idea what my life has become. And I'm not good for you right now. Always know that you are my hero. Love, Christy.
She's gone, man. Well, sometimes you gotta let them go. It's meant to be, she'll find her way back. She's not coming back. So, how's business? Slow. Ever since the plant moved south, it's like a ghost town around here. But I got a mechanic that quit, so I got a few extra shifts. Yeah. I really appreciate that, Matt. Anything I can do to help, kid. You got some more work to do, or you were able to take a ride? I got something to do. It's kind of important. Yeah, sure. Thanks, man. You did the right thing, kid. Thanks, Mac.
Special Jackson Howell, welcome home. I know it's been a long road. Before we begin, can I get you anything?
My dog tags.
And what power would you say they hold over you?
I feel naked without him.
I'll see what I can do. You've had quite a journey. I'm curious. What kept you going?
I made a promise to my mama.
Sounds like a good reason.
Didn't really have a choice.
Sometimes the choices we make bring us down a path we never see coming. When you came back, instead of facing your fears, you stopped fighting.
I don't think you need to worry about that, dog. I have a lot of people to fight for. I just don't give a about myself.
It's okay for now. We'll work on it. We will have to learn how to love ourselves just as much as we do with those closest to us.
Good luck, dog.
It's not about luck. It's about how much work you're willing to put in. about how far you want to see yourself grow. Does that make sense to you, Jackson?
Well, I appreciate the optimism. This ain't the first time I've been picked up and needed help.
And
See, that's the thing, Doc. Same person that helped me before. Someone helped me up this time.
Bobby! Where's the money you promised me last week? I'm not a bank. Just because you're Lawler's brother doesn't mean you get this shit for free.
Well, obviously,
Who's that?
Specialist Jackson Harlow. He used to run with us in the band. In fact, he's the second most talented guy I've ever had come out of this town. That is until he went and signed himself away with the government.
I like soldiers. Married too.
Well, was married, but yeah.
Bobby, shut up and introduce me to your friend.
Jackson, this
I'm
is
Marissa.
uh, Jackson. Nice to meet you. Well, it's good to have you back. And you seem happy to be back. But, listen, I'm sorry to hear about your friend. Amy, can we get a couple of shots for, what was his name again?
Coming up. Make that 3, baby girl. It's okay, breathe. I'll take care of him. It's
Hey, it's okay.
I know, it's just...
I know. Here, take this. This will help. I got you. My dad and I are pharmacists, so consider me a doctor and your medicine.
Does the doctor need a ride home tonight?
I wasn't planning on going home tonight. What's your address? Here you left that in the door. This is nice.
Sorry, we can go somewhere else.
Tell me something.
Tell you what.
Do you always freak out when shit breaks, or is that a more recent development?
It's a little more recent. When I first got back, my family got these fireworks to celebrate, and when they went off, I went off. But other than that,
That's like PTSD, right? Like wake up in the middle of the night screaming kind of thing?
I mean, yeah, that's part of it. But there's also something else. You see, when you're over there, you're always on edge. You're always alert, on the lookout for a roadside bomb or a shooter in the second story window. And that's good.
That's a good thing. It's what keeps you alive.
Always on edge.
Always on edge. Good way to say it. But when you come home, that's still there. And it never stops. Never stops. Doesn't go away. Driving down the road doesn't go away. The bar doesn't go away. Just doesn't go. Stop. Why does it stop?
Hey, have you heard from Jackson? He was supposed to pick up Katie 2 hours ago.
Well, I haven't.
I'm worried about him.
I'm sure you got nothing to worry about, darling.
What do you say about date night tonight? Go to Alfonso's? Been a while since we had a night to ourselves.
Yeah, sure.
Need anything else, Matt? I'm all finished for the night.
Well, is it closing time already? Damn. Oh, yeah, go ahead. It's all good.
Sounds good, Mac. I'll see you tomorrow.
Hey, kid. How you doing? I mean, whatever is it.
I'm fine.
I know it ain't easy. That guilt you got inside of you will tear you up. And I taught you how to push it down, just like any soldier, and move on. Okay? So, but I'm here for you, all right? If you need to talk, I'm here for you.
Thanks, man. Appreciate that.
I love you, kid. I'll get out of here.
Copy that.
straight through.
We're sorry, the number you have reached is not in service. Please check the number or try your call again.
There you go. What? Oh, just breathe. There you go. There you go. Bite your wrist.
Hell, you find me.
Home mechanic shop in Perth. Oh, it seems to be closed now. Been sitting in my van last 2 days waiting for you.
Why?
Well, since I retired, I've been traveling cross country to visit different grave sites of fallen soldiers I trained. I figured you could show me where Corporal Douglas might be. Show my respects.
It's all my fault.
Bullshit. Your brother died so you could live.
What if I don't want to live anymore, huh? What if I'm tired of living, Sarge? I wasn't trained for this.
You didn't train me for this! You turned me into a killer! You turned me into a killer!
No.
Yes! I didn't turn you into a killer. I taught you how to fight. I taught you how to fight. I don't want to fight anymore. I'm done fighting! Boo! Who? The fight never ends, son. And you're trying to hang yourself? That don't make the pain end. It just pushes it on to somebody else because you're too pussy to keep fighting. Look at me. Look at me.
Yes, Sarge.
I didn't train no pussies.
Start digging, soldier. And dig deep. Nothing else you can tell him. I trained you how to dig.
Yeah. You can definitely tell him that.
We're soldiers, Harlow. We keep fighting till we get killed. Not till we kill ourselves. It's gonna sound dumb to you, but you're one of the lucky ones. You made it back. Now the fight's not over. It's just different.
Find Corporal Douglas buried in the cemetery outside Dunlap. Do me a favor, Sarge. His pop's loose, a couple miles away. Would you stop by? He loves hearing that digging start. Thanks, Sarge.
Right. Let me give the tone.
Oh, I need help.
I got you. I got you. It's okay.
I'm sorry.
No,
Thanks, Mama. I know it's a mess.
You're welcome, baby. Baby, where all these pills come from?
Marissa.
I'll never know how that girl came into your life.
Yeah. Bobby introduced us after I got back from Iraq. I didn't realize her and Lawler were peddling this shit together. I gotta go.
What? Jackson, wait, where are you going? Hey, don't you forget tomorrow's Katie's birthday.
I swear I'm getting the out of here.
Where are you gonna go? You leave me behind?
Depends if you're coming with me or not.
The hell? The do you want? What the? Harlow?
Okay. You really want to do this? Okay, then.
He stole drugs from Black. Is that true? Jesus Christ, she needed to pick me up. All right, she was upset. She needed a break from life, and you weren't here to give it to her, soldier boy. I was here to give it to her. But the
Come on.
Run away! You're pretty good at that, aren't you? Get out of here! Come to my house, start something you can't finish? Get the fuck out of here! Get the Danny! Fuck! Away from my family! Stay away from Bobby! Danny! Fuck! Away! Pussy! Have a nice life, Marlo. Come on. Leave it!
Okay.
You want to do anything special for your birthday today?
Big present.
Oh, presents. All right. You want to go to the park maybe?
Yeah.
You want anything else?
That's it.
That's it? Okay. Well, maybe I'll make you a cake too. You like one with nerds on it?
Teresa. Katie, good morning.
Is my son here?
Sorry. His car is here.
Yeah.
Something doesn't feel right, dog. I start to run to try to get her, and just when I get there, I watch her die over and over.
I'm just saying, it's gonna be a lot of work. That's all.
He's coming home. This ain't a negotiation.
The boy has problems. He doesn't know how to relate to
He
people.
has PTSD. That is a condition and it can be treated.
Are you okay?
Okay. How are you?
I'd love to see you and speak in person.
Where are you?
I'm outside.
I'll be right out.
Can you just look at me for a second? You're still the bravest man I know. When I left, I'd always hope we find our way back to each other. It's stupid, but when I was gone, I'd always be asking myself, WWJD. What would Jackson do?
Oh, Crystal. I've always been the same. It's
You see our daughter?
Yeah. She's so big.
Yeah, she is. She looks more and more like her mama every day. Bad girl, Kristen.
Now, before we part ways,
dahil yan sa kadiring germs na naiwan ng ordinary liquid. Dapat, Joy Anti-Bac. Mas tanggal ang sebo at germs. Pati amoy. Ma-enjoy sa Liz Joy.
Trackline Chatter is a program KJNP 1170, and what it is messages from people in town to their family members, friends out in the bush.
And it's Trackline Chatter on this Saturday evening. First message to Bob Hart at Boulder Creek from Nancy at Fairbanks. Hey Bob, hope you're listening tonight. After talking with Talisha, we thought it would be a great idea for me to come out and can enjoy a quiet evening together and be thankful for all that is. So hopefully see you soon. Love, Nance.
She's coming out tomorrow? I can't believe that. I can't believe she'd do that. I can't believe anybody'd do that to help me. Yeah, Nancy is my ex. She's the woman I love most in the world. We were married 12 years, but I was so focused on being a trapper, being successful, providing, doing it. But I didn't give enough to her. Can't do things over. You can just regret the mistakes you made. She hasn't been up in the camp for 22 years, 23 years. I have to see it to believe it. If she's due by airplane, I want to be there. Nancy's coming today, and she likes things clean. She hasn't been up in the camp for quite a few years, so it's a big day for me. The love of my life coming back up here. Big day. Huge day. I'm not an outstanding communicator, but I've been a softie lately, 3-4 years. A puffball. Because when I'm thinking of my love for Nancy, it brings tears to my eyes. And we'll get some fire going. That wind is bad. Just cold. Well, that's why we want a big fire today. I just hope Nancy can stay warm. Holy mackerel. Can't believe she's here. Can't believe it. Nance.
Mommy! Can you believe it?
You're not dressed warm
Oh,
enough.
I know, but you got clothes for me.
What's in this box? Food?
Yeah, look at the food. Some long johns.
When I first met Bob, one of the things I was attracted to was his joy and delight. I mean, it's addicting. Just comes out, it pours out of him. He's out there hunting, fishing, trapping. That's what he lives for. He loves all that stuff. And I mean, he loves it dearly. It's not just he loves to do it. It's a part of him. It's his makeup. It's who he is. Oh, man. It's good to be back here.
Yeah, it's been a long time.
But Talisha called me and then she starts crying and she said, Mom, it's really bad. He's not healthy, he's not doing well, and he knows it.
Hey, where is everybody?
Fishing.
Fishing? No caribou? No meat? No meat. Oh, man. The walls are up, Mom?
Good. Let's have
No, not gonna have to be in the tent much longer. A couple more days, then we can move in there. So, what's to eat? Hot water?
Yeah, it's boiling.
Yeah, Ashley's gonna probably end up, once we get this tan into leather, she'll end up using it to make moccasins. It's like the best, toughest leather you can get. In some places, it's like a half an inch thick, you know. You can't get leather like that in the store. Happy to bring this back. So keep working on it.
Holidays on hold because of sore throat? Mug Strepsil Snap, clinically proven to relieve pain and
Outstanding.
Knock, knock. Did you get into the box?
We're waiting for you.
Oh, good.
Oh, toasty in here.
Thank God.
Oh, yes. That's for lunch.
Mushrooms.
For dinner.
Holy mackerel.
Eggs for breakfast.
Right?
Oh, dear.
Oh, good God. There's my girl. Thank you.
It's all. We're gonna have a feast tonight.
Steak. Oh, man.
Angus beef. T-bone.
You put me in heaven.
Good.
You did.
Good. I was hoping for that.
It's invaluable. Someone caring for you, someone loving you. It's invaluable. I wouldn't want to live without that.
Oh, Bob.
Aisha said.
And I'm Jyotsna Kumar, and on the show today, President Bashar al-Assad fled Syria as Islamist rebels swept into Damascus, and reports say he is now in Moscow. His fleeing has triggered celebrations across the country. In Syria, crowds toured the Assad leader's luxurious home after rebels declared he had fled. What happens next in West Asia? We'll discuss this on the show today.
Also on World DNA, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky has claimed that the country has lost 43,000 soldiers on the battlefield since the start of Russia's full-scale invasion in February 2022. And this comes as Russian forces continue to make advances along the eastern front line. We will bring you more on this story and much more, but first, a quick check on the headlines. Ousted Syrian President Bashar al-Assad landed in Moscow just hours after Islamist rebels take over his country.
The UN Security Council will convene an emergency closed-door meeting regarding Syria in the aftermath of President Bashar al-Assad fleeing the country. The meeting is requested by Russia.
The fall of the regime is a fundamental act of justice. It's a moment of historic opportunity for the long-suffering people of Syria to build a better future for their proud country. As we all turn to
U.S. President Joe Biden says deposed Syrian leader Bashar al-Assad should be held accountable, calls the nation's political upheaval a historic opportunity for Syrians to rebuild their country.
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky claims that 43,000 Ukrainian soldiers have been killed fighting Russia in almost 3 years of war, and that is some 370,000 have been wounded.
U.S. President-elect Donald Trump calls for an immediate ceasefire and negotiations between Ukraine and Russia to end the madness, prompts Ukrainian President Zelensky and the Kremlin to list their conditions.
Ghana's former president John Dramani wins a historic comeback.
You strangled people. They were just in the wrong place at the wrong time.
I mean, I could kill a person and just go out to dinner. I don't care.
I'm about to be shown a brand new death chamber.
in a prison where no one's been executed for 8 years.
This is where the condemned man will have the final moments of his life.
It's a clear signal that the state of Indiana fully intends to execute the 11 murderers on death row. I was here 5 years ago, but I've never been able to forget these men and their terrible crimes. And this could be my final encounter with them.
I killed a cop, right? And when I was younger, I took pride in that. Like, dudes say, that's Richie, he killed a cop. Oh, yeah, that's cool.
Mr. Bear, we meet again.
They like to call me a baby raper, child molester, child molester, child molester. And I didn't molest no child. I killed a woman and her 4-year-old daughter. And I regret I did that.
Since my last visit, a lot has changed. The prison is almost unrecognizable, caught in the grip of a rampant drugs epidemic.
There's been a number of deaths, suicides, there's been a couple of murders. I've never seen this institution like this. Just wow.
And the latest man to arrive on death row is a serial killer.
So you killed a greater number of people than the police now?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They might have a tenth of it. I'll put it that way.
You guys be safe.
Welcome back to Indiana's State Prison.
Good morning.
Morning. Today, Warden Ron Neal is making his regular visit to death row.
Good morning, good morning.
Inmates here are isolated from the rest of the prison population.
Today we have 11 men here on X row. You might remember, Trevor, some of these gentlemen since you were here last. Fred Bear.
Yes, we certainly talked to him.
Right, Fred's a big talker. Obviously, he's very fond of his cat.
And Mr. Ritchie?
Yeah, Ben Ritchie.
Any new arrivals?
Mr. Gibson, 108, and Mr. Isom at 120.
So we're heading into death row itself now?
Yeah, this is the actual cells of death row.
These men all live with the knowledge that one day they'll be told precisely when they'll die. For the time being, there's a hiatus. Manufacturers are refusing to supply the drugs for lethal injections. Should they become available again, first in line to be put to death is a man who's been on the row for 15 years, Benjamin Ritchie. When we last met, he described the mad moment that sealed his fate.
Well, my crime is shooting a police officer and killing him. You know, if that bullet would have hit just half of an inch lower, he'd be alive today. And I'd probably have a long, lengthy prison sentence, but I wouldn't be on death row, man.
Mr. Ritchie, how are you? We meet again.
It's been a while.
I wasn't quite sure whether you would be still here when we last.
I wasn't either, and it was pretty close now, right? Like I could get a date at any time, but ain't no companies, thank God, are gonna sell this place any drugs. You know what I mean?
What do you think of that? Is that a source of hope for you about some change?
Hell yeah! Like I hope to go to population, like you know.
So in the general prison population.
Yeah.
What has life been for you since I last saw you?
Shit, man. All kinds of stuff's happened to me, man. I just got my visits back. I lost one for about 2 years.
What happened?
I was having sex in the visiting room.
You're not supposed to do that, though, are you?
It was worth it, though, man. It was worth it. It was the best minute, 30 seconds of my life.
Really? But I mean, you knew what the consequences would be.
Yeah. I knew what I was doing. I knew a little blind spot here or there, you know what I mean? In the zone. It was worth it. She's bad, bro. Like Victoria's Secret model type bad.
The last time we talked, you talked about relationships on the row here. How's that? How are they?
Same situation still down there with that one, you know what I mean? Like, I hate that dude so much.
Yes, you're talking about Frederick Bear.
Yeah, Susie. We call him Susie.
Why do you call him that?
because he's like a sweet, like a Suzy Q. We used to have him on commissary like a little cupcake. And he's soft like a cupcake, right? I hate him so much, but I don't want to see the prison kill that dude. I'd rather see him in population getting the shit stabbed out of him or beat up for what he did, you know what I mean?
Do you know Mr. Gibson downstairs?
Yeah, I know him. That's my old buddy. He's a Now that's a real serial killer.
Why do you say that?
Look at his case, man. That old man's been doing it a long time, you know?
William Clyde Gibson has the perverse distinction of being the only serial killer on Indiana's death row.
In April 2012, police discovered Christine Whitus dead and mutilated in Gibson's garage. Gibson is charged with 2 other Floyd County murders, and one is a decade-old cold case.
He's a dangerous man, who I believe, given the opportunity, would do this again.
He's never spoken publicly before about his conviction for killing and mutilating the bodies of 3 women.
We've got the camera crew today, Mr. Gibson. Do you have a minute to talk to these folks?
Actually, I got lots of minutes. I was here 5 years ago, but you weren't there. I didn't meet you then. How do you get on with the other guys on the road?
There's a couple of them I could kill and wouldn't think a thing about it, but you know.
And maybe it's not wise for you to say that.
No, they know. I told them already. I mean, you know, it's just what it is. I'm not gonna lie about it.
Do you have any regrets about ending up here as you have?
No. None. I know I'm a piece of shit. I did the things I did, and I knew what I did. So, you know, it wasn't like I didn't know it was coming. I just wish they'd gone with it.
It's a strange thing to hear people say that they're waiting to die or quite willing to speed up the process.
I'm sure when it comes right down to it, I don't want to go. You know, that's obvious.
We'll be around for a few days. I hope we can see you again.
Right. That'd be fine.
Thank you.
You guys have a good one.
Today, the entire prison is unusually quiet. On my last visit, these recreational areas teem with prisoners. Not today. The facility is on a state of high alert. The tension is palpable. So Captain Boyan escorts me to C Block, the largest cell house in the prison. Almost all the 400 inmates here are convicted murderers serving long sentences. For weeks, they've been confined to their cells for 24 hours a day. It's lunchtime, but you'd never know it. No one is allowed out.
516 is a special
Captain, why is the prison in lockdown?
We had a string of medical emergencies. We call them Signal 3000s. And we believe it was due to overdoses on K2 or spice, which is a synthetic marijuana.
How bad do the medical emergencies get?
At one time, we had a weekend where we had approximately 40.
40 in one weekend?
Yes.
And how long has this prison been in lockdown in this state?
Currently, it's been a month.
A month?
Yes, sir. They're locked in their cells all day, except every 3 days, we will escort them to the shower to shower. But anytime they come out of their cell, they have to be handcuffed and escorted.
Hello. What's your name?
Christopher Payton.
Christopher Payton. And how long have you been here?
A total of 30 years.
You've been here for 30 years.
And have you experienced lockdowns like these before?
In my whole entire prison sentence, there's only been one time that we've been locked down as much as we've been locked down now, and that was back in the 90s. The situation that we're going through right now, though, we've never experienced this.
Have you seen people get distressingly ill from spice?
Yeah, I've seen a dude die from it.
Yeah.
Seen a guy die.
When was that?
About 4 months ago.
As we looked on, prison staff were called to yet another medical emergency nearby. This man would eventually return to his cell. There was no explanation about the cause of his seizure. But the talk of the prison is the lockdown, and to that, there is no end in sight. On death row, Frederick Bear's crimes have made him the most hated man here.
Radical, sadistic murder. Right, cut a little girl's throat. A 5-year-old girl's throat. I love kids.
I can still recall the afternoon he told me about the murders. High on drugs, he broke into the home of a mother and her 4-year-old daughter.
So I knocked on the door, a little kid answered the door. Her mom came to the door, and my intentions was to rape her. I couldn't go through with it, but I'd already gone too far. If I killed them, nobody would never know. And so I cut their throats. I cut both of their throats.
I've never believed in the death penalty myself, and I've always been against it, and I probably still am. But when I think about what you do, I begin to understand why people feel it should be the appropriate sentence for crimes like yours. Do you understand that?
Spring, open 206.
Mr. Bear, what's happened, if I may ask, to your eye?
Things occurred, and this situation happens with, not anticipating and expecting, and something like this took place.
Everybody on this row has been convicted of murder of one kind or another. But you are discriminated against. For what? Because of what you did.
You heard it when you came in. Baby killer, and all the ranting and raving, and the constant being called Susie, and being attacked, and having urine squirted on you, and having spit in, and having dope, drugs, and chemicals put in your food, having semen put in your food, having bleach put in your food. That's not good. You have to understand that when you have bleach put in your food, you're not like being called a baby raper from the guy who lives directly below me, and then having people believe that I'm a baby raper, in which I promised you and all that I love, I'm not a baby raper. I killed a mother and her child. Due to this situation, I'll probably have to live the rest of my life in isolation. Because I know if I go out in population, I'm a dead man.
How do you manage to cope with such rampant hostility?
It seemed like sometimes death would be a better relief. Excuse me.
may pajama din.
Ano nga mo, check your ano. Asan mo
Ha? Interview?
Oy, yung sapatos.
I forgot.
Lockdown is finally over.
To the head.
After 5
Socks
weeks.
to the head.
The prison believes it has dealt with the flow of drugs. For now. Convicts who've been confined to their cells for 24 hours a day were now free to go out into the fresh air, if only for a short time.
Excuse me?
I headed off to see a prisoner who may well have faced the death penalty had he not been a child when he killed 2 people. Instead, Donald Sanford is serving a sentence of 170 years. I'll never forget our first meeting 5 years ago.
I've never been to the prom. I've never driven a car. I've never had a driver's license. I've never filed tax returns. I've never been on an airplane. I've never traveled abroad. Yeah, sure, I continue. My life has been lived in this prison, and it seems as though I've been in this prison so long that I've never been free.
Mr. Stanford. I still see you have all your books.
Well, yeah, I have some.
Yeah.
Reading is my livelihood for the most part. You know, it's something to put your mind to. You know, so to read and write, you have to apply yourself. You can lay down and watch TV all day. And that's how you be.
Remember, you had all these
sayings, yeah,
sayings
right here. And Nelson Mandela said,
yeah.
"Oh, yes, sir."
From Robben
Diva,
Island.
yes.
He spent 26 years on Robben Island. Hero of yours.
Yeah.
I did the first interview when he came out from Robben Island. Yeah.
Wow. Wow. Grab a chair. Have a seat.
Yeah. I find it extremely difficult to imagine you're coming into this prison at the tender age of 15.
20, 30, 40, all in prison, yes, sir.
Do you reflect on the event that got you here, the crime that got you here?
I think about my crime every day in some manner. It's unshakable. You never get away from it. And I think about it all the time. I don't talk about it because I don't talk about it.
5 years ago, he explained to me how he came to murder 2 of his neighbors.
Me and a friend had basically planned to get money to go to a fair. And to do so, we were going to cut grass. And we went to a home basically, and they said they didn't want their grass cut. And rather than continue on the vein and go to the next home, we decided to push into the home, essentially.
Ronald Sanford was 13 years old in 1987. Police say Sanford tortured, beat, and then brutally stabbed 83-year-old Anna Harris and 87-year-old Julia Belmar countless times. Tonight, the deputy prosecutor said Sanford's lengthy criminal record indicates he's beyond rehabilitation.
I take the point that you don't talk about it very much, but what happened to you that day?
I was actually home alone. My mom had actually left me and went out of town with her boyfriend and left me home alone that day.
And?
The crime happened.
You say your mother had been out of town with her boyfriend. Do you in any way blame her absence?
No, I don't blame my mom. My mom did the best she could, you know, with what she had with her children. My mom was an alcoholic on welfare, you know, she had many suitors, she was violent in her parenting, you know, and she used the tools that she had as a parent. And I really feel that I was trained to kill.
You think you were trained to kill?
Yes, sir.
How so?
My mother was a very violent person.
How does that transfer from the mother's behavior
to a double
to a
homicide?
13-year-old
Yeah.
and a double homicide?
It's easy to get to the violence if you've already been in the gas. You know, you've been in the violence. It's easy to be violent. Children become what they see. They mimic the examples that they follow. Often my mother was fond of saying, you do what I do, you do what I say, and not what I do. Well, you should tell your child, you do what I say and you do what I do. Because I don't think you would want your child to see you do some stuff that you wouldn't want them to mimic.
How's your mother doing now?
My mother, of course, has gotten older, you know, and she's thankfully well. Over the years, my mom has been the person who has been there for me. In fact, my mom is due to visit here tomorrow. She's I can't wait to see my mom.
Listen, you've always been terribly good and frank with us. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
See you. Such a great time. It's a good place. Good to see you.
Yeah, good to see you.
Oh, wow.
Last year, across the United States, 23 men were executed. At Indiana State Prison, 11 men await their execution date. After 35 days in lockdown, they've been released from their cells. They can now have 4 hours of recreation a day. They're unshackled and free to walk within the confines of death row. During this time, the area is off limits to prison staff and visitors.
So you're off lockdown now?
They're gonna let us out for rent so people can call their families, because the dudes ain't talked to their families in about a month, right?
Is Mr. Bear going to come down here with you guys?
Oh, no.
Why not?
Because he'd be attacked. He'd be killed.
He is that unpopular.
Yeah.
But why?
He's got dudes' cell phones taken from them. He's told on everybody.
So it's more about his conduct
Absolutely.
and not what he did.
Listen, what he did was terrible, and I don't condone it. It's horrible. The attack of women and child. I don't give a shit about that. It's how you conduct yourself in here and what you've done in here what brought these repercussions on you. I mean, I've already attacked him once and beat him half to death. He's been beat up 4 or 5 times, you know. He broke his arm, you know.
Why did you attack him?
Because he accused me of stealing something from him, right? I don't steal. When you accuse somebody of stealing something, you gotta face those consequences. I gotta go. Yeah, you guys be safe.
Yeah.
One prisoner no longer worries about getting into trouble on death row. He's not here anymore. Paul McManus killed 3 members of his family. He spent 13 years on death row, but on appeal, his sentence was reduced to life without parole. It was judged that he was mentally unfit to stand trial at his original hearing.
The last time we were here, the only time you came out was when you had to get your insulin jabs. And do you have to do that now?
No.
How do you account for the change? Why not?
Well, I just eat better.
Right. So the diet on death row was tied up with your needing that injection every day.
Right. Well, you sit around and you eat chips and drink soft drinks so much because you don't really worry about the size that you get or the way you feel or, stuff like that.
Tell me about the moment you heard that you were coming off death row and that you were going to be put in general population.
I had mixed emotions. Because, I don't know, when you're on the road, you have 30 days before you're executed. You get to say goodbye to your family and your friends, and you get to
spend time with people that you care about. And here now, I'll die and I won't get to say nothing.
It's strange to hear someone talking about death in a death chamber as being preferable to living with the uncertainty of this rather well-structured freedom, as it were.
If I could go back today, I would. If they said you got 30 days, I'd say, okay.
Does that mean that you're not enjoying
Oh, no.
the freedom of general population?
No, I'm not enjoying this at all. This is this is punishment. It really is. People don't realize that. It really is. It's worse to spend the rest of your life in prison. I'm guilty as can be for the crime I committed. It hurts me every day.
Yes.
I have to live with it. That I took 3 people's lives. They're no longer here because of me.
On the morning of February 26, 2001, McManus found out that his wife had filed for divorce. That evening, he killed her and their 2 children, Lindsay and Shelby.
After the murder, he drove to the Twin Bridges and jumped from the top.
Yeah, I can see him. Oh my God, he just jumped.
He was pulled from the frigid February waters and went on trial a year later.
I jumped 17 stories to end my life that night. But for some reason, I'm here. I don't know why. I was trying to kill us all. We'd all be together in heaven.
Since I last saw you, have 3 tattoos, or you have a tattoo.
Well, I did it for the 3 people that I killed. It's not I'm proud of them. I cry so much that I don't cry anymore. When I look in the mirror, I'm shaving, I'm brushing my teeth, or whatever, I will see that. That goes back to I never forget why I'm here.
If McManus is to be believed, he faces an even harsher punishment than execution. Decades of time living with the darkest memories of his horrendous crimes. The current unavailability of the drugs required for executions has led some death row prisoners here to hope that they too may never be put to death. Such a hope might be premature. This grey building in a quiet corner of the prison houses a brand new death chamber. That would suggest that Indiana is not about to abolish the death penalty. Bill Wilson, the warden when I was last here, has had a role in many executions. And this is where somebody's life would end.
Yes. So the nice parts about this new building is that we have better viewing arrangements for the family members and over here for the offender's family.
So they're separated.
And they are separated.
The paradox is new building, new execution chamber, but nobody has been executed here for 8 years.
That is correct. Society isn't sure where it stands with the death penalty, and the movement has been to make sure that it's very difficult to secure the drugs necessary to carry out the execution humanely.
Put more starkly, the drug manufacturers don't want to be associated with something that kills people.
That is correct. Their intent was for medical purposes, and they don't see this as a medical procedure.
Yeah. Might they bring back the electric chair or something?
Absolutely not. Any of us that have ever had an opportunity to be a part of that process would, I think, defend against that.
So you may be on the brink of a tremendous change in the way things were.
I think in the state of Indiana, we are on that brink of possible change. I think as a country, I think that at some point, every state will be faced with the same challenges and decisions that Indiana's in the process of making, yes.
majority of men in this prison will be well over the age of 70 before they're released. The oldest man I met last time still works in the prison barbershop. Rick Parrish was 67 when we spoke before.
156. What do you say? 156.
He's been working here for 42 years.
It's not preparatory for gangs, for officers. I mean, if you come to the barbershop and you're a gang member, would you start trouble with a guy that's standing here with a pair of shears in his hand like this?
I know I wouldn't.
I suspect not, too.
That's why there's no trouble in here.
Hello, Rick. How are you today?
Good to see you.
Good to see you. Good to see you. How's working in the barbershop?
Well, you know, we've been out 5 weeks, so my brother wants to carry the lockdown. Yeah, the shop's messed up. I got the mob clean this weekend. It's in bad shape.
Remember you had pictures on the wall last time?
Yeah, still have it. I put you on the wall.
Am I on the wall?
There.
Is that the same?
There.
Here, not here, not here.
The images on this wall catalogue Parrish's life since he came to Indiana State Prison.
The same?
He was convicted of armed burglary and the kidnapping of a mother and 2 children. He was given 3 life sentences. Surely a death sentence in all but name.
All the pictures here, you have it on, mounted on cardboard.
Yeah, it's on cardboard, so if I ever get out, I can take it with me as a reminder. You don't want to go back.
When I saw you last, you did talk about the possibility of a life on the outside.
That's not going to happen. I'm 72 going on 73. I got 42 years in here. You know, that's not going to happen. You just have to face reality.
It must be tough to resign yourself to ending your years in prison.
We just lost 2 guys last week. And we lost 3 because one of them died over myself.
Those people who died, were they old people? Your colleagues?
Yeah. They're right around my age.
Around the 70s?
Yeah. Most of them that's died recently are younger than me.
If I remember, you constructed this board in this way so that when you left, you could take it with you.
Yeah. But everybody said, well, what are you going to do with it if you don't leave? I said, well, I'm going to leave it there and they can deal with it. I don't care. You're dead, you're dead. You can't take it with you.
It's good seeing you again, Rick.
Yeah, you too. Been 5 years.
5 years.
Somebody told me last time I talked to him that you was 5 years older than me.
I think that's probably right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But you look
good shape. I'm gonna be all right.
2 years after Rick Parrish's conviction, the criminal code changed, allowing for lighter sentences. That means he would have been a free man today. Instead, Rick Parrish knows he'll probably die in this place.
Why does sketch up here? Too big.
My visit to this prison was nearly at an end. The 5-week lockdown played havoc with prison routine and family visits. Now that it's been lifted, Ronald Sanford can see his mother Pamela again. She was only a limited presence in his childhood, but for some 28 years, she's been his only regular visitor.
Ronald, let out. All right. Stop here.
I'm crying, I'm crying.
Your mother, does she talk a lot about her life when she comes to see you like this?
Hola.
We just talk about general stuff. My mom made a change in her life in the 90s. She used to be alcoholic. She hasn't had a drink since 92. She's a different person now than she was when she was raising me. And she's a parent. To see where my mom came from, to see who she is now, it's just, oh man, I couldn't be more proud of her.
What subjects do you avoid talking about when you see your son?
The murder itself. Why did it occur? We never talk about that.
Ronald said to us he thinks of his early life as having been a training for murder. It's an extraordinary thing to say.
I've never heard that before. And I imagine if that's the way he felt, then that's what it was. I didn't see that. No, of course, even the night that the murder occurred, we sat, myself and him, we sat on the back of my Cadillac and watched the forensic people and everybody bring the bodies out and everything, because it was next door to where we lived. And I looked at him and there was nothing there that made me know that he was the one. Nothing. So I had no clue ever that, my lifestyle trained him up to be a murderer. I never knew that. Never thought that.
The shock of hearing that your son had been sentenced to a prison term of 170 years must have been immense.
I was crying so bad. It's like a horrible rainstorm. When the rain is coming out so hard you can't see it to pull over. That's how my tears were. It was hard, very hard.
Such a sentence must lead you to think that you may never see him outside again.
I used to think that, yes. But now I don't think that. No, I've prayed and asked the Lord to bring him out of here. So he's coming. He's coming home real soon.
A sentence of such length would probably not be given today. Recently, the U.S. Supreme Court compelled states like Indiana to decide whether it's right to punish juveniles as though they were adults.
Okay, so where'd you get the hair from?
I said I'm
Oh, okay. Okay, well, it's gonna still be short, because they ain't gonna be long.
That means for those like Sanford, who were mere children when they committed murder, they may one day be free.
I love you, I love you, I love you.
On my final day at the prison, I requested to see one of its most notorious inmates again. But this time away from his death row cell. William Clyde Gibson is the only serial killer here. His murder of 3 women drew statewide attention.
Gibson was arrested in April 2012 after the discovery of 75-year-old Christine Whitus dead in his garage. Police say he strangled and sexually assaulted her, then cut off her breast. Prosecutors argued Gibson lured her to his New Albany home to talk about his mother's recent death. She and Whitus were best friends. They found the body of missing Charlestown woman Stephanie Kirk in Gibson's backyard. Medical experts determined Kirk had suffered a broken back, and detectives say she was strangled to death by Gibson. They also charged him with a decade-old cold case. Karen Hadella washed up on the banks of the Ohio River near Clarksville in 2002. Police say they're looking into other missing persons cases right now, and they say it's possible there could be more bodies out there.
It raises the question, how did someone described by his neighbors as a kindly, church-going man, become a multiple murderer.
Mr. Gibson, thank you very much for agreeing to talk to us. Please have a seat. You grew up in New Albany in this state. What was your childhood like?
Like everybody else's. I had a good childhood. I mean, everybody thinks when you do the type of stuff I done, cut them up and, you know, all that kind of reason that it's because you had a bad childhood, you were molested, as if you started fires and all this stuff. I didn't do none of that.
You didn't?
No. Had a perfectly normal childhood.
The first woman you killed was Karen Hodella, a 40-year-old woman who you had never met. Why did you kill her?
Just felt like it. I don't know. I mean, I didn't have to have a reason.
And then you killed somebody who was a friend of your family, your mother's friend.
Yeah.
Christine Wittis.
She caught me cutting up another one. So, and then she told me she was going to call the police.
How did you kill her?
Strangled.
I'm just trying to discover whether there's any part of your mind, any part of your, I use the word loosely, humanity, which says that this is appalling.
Yeah, I don't believe I got any of that. Humanity.
You have no humanity.
I don't think I do.
You have no remorse at all about any of the people you murdered.
It just don't seem to affect me. You know? I mean, I could kill a person and just go out to dinner. I don't care. The only time I ever got any kind of feeling about it at all was the rush I got when I was doing it. You know?
You got an adrenaline rush from killing people.
I guess it was more than that too. I mean, I got a kick out of cutting them up. I mean,
you get a kick out of cutting them up.
Yeah. Seemed like after the first one, it just got good to me. You know, at first I was kind of nervous about it, but then after the first one, I was like, it wasn't just women. I mean, there was men too. They just didn't find them. I didn't tell them about none of them. So, you know.
So you killed a greater number of people than the police know?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. They might have a tenth of it. I'll put it that way.
And so you may have killed 29, 30 people?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Are you prepared now to tell the authorities where those bodies are buried?
No.
You never will?
Mm-mm. I'm not going back, going through all that court stuff. It's not going to do it.
Do you feel any sense of remorse?
I've done a lot of bad shit. I'm right where I belong. Believe me, they don't want me out.
I was left numb with the shock of listening to Gibson's confessions to his crimes, delivered so casually and punctuated with that unnerving chuckle. William Clyde Gibson's crimes explain more clearly than I could ever do why many Americans support the death penalty. As for me, I will not easily forget the men I met at Indiana State Prison. Their faces, their life stories, and the crimes they committed.
What's it like when one of your friends on death row is led away to be executed?
Well, you spend, years and years and months and hours of every day with a person. You talk every day, hey, what are you doing? Let's eat something.
Is still sleeping at school? Maybe. I think he'll sleep there forever. Maybe. And we will be starving. They're gonna be starved. What they're gonna eat?
Kung bilis nagbabasa ka ba? Magbasa ka na
Oh. Oh. Excuse me.
I killed myself. That's the only way I was going to be able to get back into court, to do something like that.
The footage you are about to see are taken from some of the worst prisons in the world. From a Rwandan prison where inmates feed on the flesh of other prisoners just to survive, to the infamous ADX Florence, where inmates are kept in a concrete hole with no windows for 23 hours a day. These prisons leave their inmates begging for death.
I thought you had to die to go to hell, but hell is right here.
Join us as we unveil 9 prisons that are worse than death.
You never know how much you're alive until you face death.
Starting with number 9, Gitarama Prison, Rwanda. To describe the Gitarama prison in Rwanda as hell on earth would be an understatement. Imagine a world where prisoners have to feed on human flesh just to survive, where thousands of inmates are piled together like sardines. This is the reality of Gitarama, also known as the world's worst prison. Once you step inside, you'll find a swarming crowd of prisoners, men, women, and even children, all confined to this small space, built for only 3,000 people. Today, over 8,000 inmates currently call Gitarama home, which has led to a dire case of overcrowding. Sleeping spaces are cramped, the entire facility is unhygienic, and the food and water supply is strained beyond capacity. Unfortunately, that's not where the horrors end. Hungry and desperate for a proper meal, the inmates would often descend on the bodies of deceased prisoners, devouring them just to stay alive. Although the Rwandan government has debunked these claims, stating that they're all mere fabrications, the inmates themselves tell a different story. Many of them started their journey here after the infamous Rwandan genocide of 1994. According to official documents, these convicts were rounded up and accused of murdering over 800,000 people within a period of 100 days. Whether they're guilty or not has never been proven. But one thing is sure, 90% of them are never making it out alive. Inside, you will find men struggling to find a place to sit or stand. Finding a sleeping spot here is another extreme sport. Due to overcrowding and the dilapidated facilities, many inmates are forced to sleep in open latrines, soaked in human sewage. These horrific conditions often lead to severe disease outbreaks, and in a place like this, it doesn't take long before an epidemic breaks out. Many of the prisoners here develop gangrene on their feet, and it's not uncommon to see rotting toes falling off after weeks of neglect. In addition, when you cram thousands of alleged criminals together in one place, tensions would definitely rise between them. Fights, gang violence, and targeted harassment is the order of the day here. It has gotten so bad that inmates frequently need medical help after getting beaten up by their fellow prisoners. Broken bones, bite marks, and severe injuries all make up about 38% of all hospital visits. In recent times, the government has attempted to reintegrate some of the inmates back into society. Efforts are also being made to rebuild the facility and improve the inmates' living conditions. Number 8, Bang Kwang Central Prison, Thailand. They call it the Big Tiger, a prison that devours anyone who enters it. Located on the outskirts of Bangkok, Thailand, the Bang Kwang Central Prison is home to some of the worst offenders in the city. Killers awaiting their execution and convicted felons serving life sentences, all are locked away in this hell on earth. Since it was completed in the early 1930s, the prison has become known as one of the harshest prisons in the world. Inmates who find themselves here never remain the same, even if they eventually get released. For the first 3 months of their incarceration, these criminals are chained with leg irons like slaves. But not only are their motions restricted, their mental state also deteriorates with each passing day. As for inmates on death row, these shackles are welded in permanently until their execution. Imagine walking around a prison block with a pair of chains weighing 33 pounds every single day. Thankfully, the use of this cruel punishment was outlawed in 2013, both for death row inmates and ordinary prisoners. Inside this prison, inmates are classified according to a class structure known as the chit system. Food is scarce and devoid of nutritional value, and many have to get by with only one bowl of rice and vegetables. For those who prefer better meals, a hefty payment is always required. While the poor inmates are forced to get by on this pitiful meal, wealthier prisoners get access to better food in exchange for money. Because of this, poor inmates sometimes work under the wealthier ones just to make enough money to afford better nourishment. For 17 years, Alan John Davies was locked within these walls. A British citizen from Blackpool, England, Davies was one of the first foreigners to be imprisoned in Bang Kwang. It was in 1990 when he was first arrested while living and doing business in Thailand. According to police reports, Davies was suspected of drug trafficking, although he claims he was framed. After a highly publicized trial, the businessman was sentenced to death and was shackled just like the other inmates on death row. According to him, many of the others who received the same sentence died before the date of their execution. 1 minute, a prisoner would be in the cell, and the next, they would be snatched from their cells and executed with a machine gun. In certain instances, 24 inmates would be crammed into a small cell of just about 26 square meters. But not only was the space cramped, but it was also extremely dirty and unhygienic. Davies recalled getting a cut on his foot that became swollen to twice its size after getting infected with tap water. Things got so bad that his foot was almost amputated before it finally began to heal. As of today, Bang Kwang remains a place straight out of a nightmare, but the horrific experience is nothing compared to this Russian prison. Number 7, Black Dolphin Prison, Russia. The only way to escape from Black Dolphin Prison is in a body bag. To the outsiders, the facility is known as Penal Colony Number 6.
Russia's Black Dolphin Prison houses some of the country's toughest, most violent criminals.
But for those locked within these walls, it's the closest thing to a death sentence. Black Dolphin Prison, which derives its name from the statue in front of the facility, is is located in Solilensk, near the Russian border with Kazakhstan. As one of the oldest prisons in Russia, it was one of the first to accept prisoners serving life sentences. It was these prisoners themselves who crafted the Black Dolphin sculpture at the building's main entrance. As of today, over 700 of these convicts are currently serving time here. But these aren't just ordinary criminals. You see, Black Dolphin is where the Russian government sends the worst of the worst offenders. Murderers, terrorists, cannibals, and even serial killers all find their new home here. According to data, these criminals have killed a combined total of 3,500 people. That's about 5 murders per inmate. But unlike other prisons built for rehabilitation, Black Dolphin was built for brutal punishment. Each prisoner is housed within 3 sets of steel doors, more like a cell in a cell. In many cases, 2 inmates are forced to share a 50-square-foot cell. For 90 minutes a day, they're allowed to exercise in a large cage. It's also during this period that the officers search them extensively for contraband and illegal items. Because of the nature of inmates housed here, the facility is placed under 24-hour surveillance. Every day, the inmates are forced to stand for 16 straight hours in their cell. They're forbidden from resting or sitting on their bunks until this period of punishment is over. To ensure that all inmates abide by these rules, guards make rounds throughout the cell every 15 minutes. Prison officials also have a unique way of transporting the inmates from their cells to other parts of the building. First, the prisoner is blindfolded. Then they're bent over at the waist, while a guard holds their handcuffed hands behind their backs, just a little higher than the hips. This way, the prisoner isn't able to map out his surroundings or plan an escape. As for the food, Black Dolphin prisoners are fed soup and bread 4 times a day. But unlike other prisons, Black Dolphin doesn't feature a cafeteria. Instead, inmates are forced to take their meals alone in their cells. Because of this, many of them often go weeks or months without interacting.
Maturugan. Bapak ini good night kami kita nyo ulangan tak wah. Kayo pun ni baik papa aduh main.
Good night.
Sis.
Cookie. Yay! Pig is back. Piggy B is back.
Oi, yung mo lang.
No, good. Hehehe.
Matamis. Wait, why did it?
Finally, he's already done. So agad. I thought if he will be done na on 8 o'clock. That's what time I was sleep na. Oh.
Thanks.
Lagi ko ba ni it's so bilis. Buhay ko niya.
Kuya, papaya. Para makapoop ka bukas, hindi ka mahirapan. Sige na, magpapit din. 10, kahit na 10. Sige na. Very important ka lang.
Mommy, look at me. I'm eating and reading. I'll not eat something like because before we do down like that before.
Ay, yung mapait. No, not now, but now it's sweet.
Because you know before we I'm eating papaya. When my face it was like that, and what are you doing? I thought there is something tastes bad. Before because there's a black dip. I thought I got how I go to eat the black.
It's up to you pa rin. Hindi ko kayo pinipigilan kung kayo sa shop na mag-buy. But I can guarantee you na legit tong shop na to. And di pa ko mapigilan.
Bruh. Lola, why I look so flooded?
Yan. Pagbaha sa Puerto Princesa, Palawan noong 2018. O, tignan mo. Pagbaha. Sige na. You read. Para maintindihan mo.
The world is blue.
Wash.
What are you gonna say?
Sorry.
What's sorry?
Excuse me.
Did you do something bad? Of course no. Why you say sorry?
Excuse me. I know.
Okay, here time. Excuse me. Goodbye. Lola, what is global? What is that?
Global. warming. It's like global warming. It's like you know that yung pagtaas ng yung yung mainit, yung so hot. Like that's why if it's so hot, you see the soil is going to bitak because it's very hot. Yeah, you read Kabi, so you will understand. Sabi niya, it's too hot. Global warming, di ba?
I told you only what? I told you to what to make the dig. It has to be global warming.
Warming.
But I told you, but you said warm, and you forgot to say this.
No. Warming. Uy, eat more. Eden, yung papaya.
Aya.
Eat more.
He said, Aya. He did this to his.
Kuya, parang pwede matatay ka morning, bukas ng umaga, sige na. Bukas ng umaga, you're going to cook.
Why do you want to eat papaya? So you can always poop. If you don't eat papaya, you're not gonna poop and your tummy will be hurt.
Right.
And then they're gonna take your blood again.
Sige ka. Kuya.
That's a listening boy. That boy is not listening to us. I really sleep again 12. Read first. Looks like reading is not important. How many minutes? How many minutes?
10 minutes, pero dapat matapos yan. Ang tagal mo.
Because I'm slow to read.
me. Yuki.
Because you're not saying what you're gonna say.
Eden, may pansip pa dito, oh. Yung noodles, kainin mo daw. Bikatin.
Bikatin. Right.
Ay! May, Eden's key.
I already ate a lot. And then you want me to start for it? I have to do it fast.
It's time.
Eden. Kumain ka. Totoo. Yung pansit. Kainin mo daw. Sige na, linagyan niyo yung pangyan ko, please.
It's time
Time na.
to buy a new
What?
Perfume?
face.
Anong face?
Tapos na eh.
Sabon?
No.
Ano yan?
For her
For
skin.
face.
Ano nga yun?
For the face.
For the face. Asan?
So yung...
Sa tingin?
Kasi mahal ata yung binili mo na.
Ano yun?
Yung binili mo na yun.
Saan?
Sa Watson.
Mahal?
Kasi mahal. Tapos
Ay.
malaki.
Pero ayan. Magkano? Patingin? 900? Magkano ba yung binili natin?
Pares lang.
Patingin? 900 ba yun? Talaga? Asan sa TikTok? Patingin? Sa Shopee?
Hindi. Sakto.
Pang face ba yan? Ito acne facial wash. Walang discount?
Discount mo na. 1,000 na dapat pero
Naging magkano na? Nalagay na siya. Saan made yan?
Galing sa mismo Amerika.
Kunin mo ah. Yan na yung gift ko sa'yo.
That's crazy.
Anong crazy ka dyan?
Because we really likes the what you said, the gift. Lola, what is the what are you saying, the gift?
What?
What is the gift you said?
What gift you telling?
The gift. Like you said, it's like B. Barbie?
No.
What?
You eat na ito, Eden.
You?
Eat Eden.
Parents fun?
Kain ka.
Parents Barbie? What's the surprise?
Of course, they're not going to tell you. Magbasa ka. Basa ka.
Look at him smelling coffee. Who's drinking coffee?
Nobody.
No, I'm smelling coffee.
Really?
Yeah. Look at her.
Good.
The smelling banana.
You can eat banana if you like.
Bahay-bahay.
Bahay-bahay.
It says here, bahay-bahay.
Ay,
Bahay-bahay.
bahay-bahay.
It is already 8 o'clock.
But you did not read muna. I told you to finish.
Isn't it gonna sleep on 8 o'clock?
Oo, pero hindi mo pa naman tapos magbasa. Kailangan mong basahin yan. Pag i-explain na naman bukas, hindi ka na naman nakikinig.
That did.
Mama.
Hindi nag-duty
You put the key at the door?
Oh, we have to put the key in the
Pero
door.
parang ba't di ka na nagigising ng umaga?
Hindi mo nakita. Tulog, nakalak.
Ano nga bukas?
Anong bukas? Sarado kaya.
But until Lula?
Until 156, di ba? Oh. Until yung nakita natin 156.
It's a lot.
But you have to read.
And then we're gonna read here at
Yeah.
this page.
Even this one you're going to read also.
Kawawa na ako.
Oy, no. But you have to. You have to. Yeah. And you have also that one.
Where's your nuggets?
Oy, inubos na niya Ayun, papayag ko na itong pansit. Kainin mo.
Why? We just took it, it's doing. This I already watched that. Taboy? What is taboy?
Ito yung tuloy niya, nagtataboy. It's you have continue, di ba?
I didn't see the line.
What the hell?
Loud noise. What is that sound? Nah, I already lost. Where are you? Okay.
going to eat tomorrow sa masarap. It's healthy din, it's healthy. It's healthy pa yan.
He's eating.
Good. I'm happy if you eat more.
Eat more and more and more. So he can poop. Look what happened to Lolo, right? He could not poop.
Yes.
Because maybe he did not, maybe because he did not eat rice. Maybe that's why he could not poop. He did not eat rice.
Na. Kuna.
Ako na, sa kapila.
Bibit, banana nga ron,
Mami?
Banana.
Me? Me or Kuya?
Kuya.
Ito, me.
Oo. Magkon, ako si Edenish. You're not eating healthy.
Oh,
Punta ka na kami.
eating healthy.
Magbasa na si Punta. Iwan ko yung pala. Uy, alam mo yung ilang, Eden? Pero, 12 to 2. Tumatawag ako.
What?
See you later, alligator.
I
Oh,
said
yes,
Kuya,
I did
say
not-
that word again.
But I did not tell you that one in school. Diba?
But I don't want to hear that.
Why?
See you again, alligator.
You're alligator.
Alligator. What is labay? Yung laban. Laban.
Nagsisilbing protection laban sa pagbuho. To protect. Preventive. To prevent from pagbuho, pag-slide.
Okay.
Yung sa lupa. They put something to prevent na to go slide. Pagluho ng lupa.
Reindeer. I think I'm getting fat.
What?
Look at I'm getting fat.
I'm happy you're going to get fat.
No, I don't want to be fat. I want to be sexy.
One, may katingin.
Look at you, you're fat. Okay.
Hindi pwede. Basahin natin.
Bruh.
Ito ba?
No. I'm ready for that.
Ang Pilipinas ay isang papaunlad na bansa. Pilipinas daw ay it's going to be improved na country. Habang ang bansa ay papaunlad, maraming suliranin ang kinakaharap nito. Ang mga pagbabagong nagaganap tungo sa pag-unlad ay nagdudulot. You have to follow what I'm kwan para ma-practice mo ang kwan. Mga words. Oh. Tungo sa pag-unlad ay nagdudulot ng mga epekto sa kapaligiran. Ang mga epektong ito ay maaaring mabuti o masama. Ang mga pagbabagong nagaganap sa bansa ay tinatawag na industrialisasyon. Ang industrialisasyon ay tumutukoy sa mga malaki pagpapatayo ng mga industriya, like building, industriya, yung mga pagpapatayo daw ng mga industriya, yung pagbabago. Pagtatag ng mga kalakalan at iba pang mga gawaing pang-ekonomiya. Ang mga gawaing ito ay nakatutulong ng malaki sa pagbibigay ng hanapbuhay ng mga tao. Ngunit ito ay nagdudulot din ng mga epekto ng kapaligiran. Ito daw yung industrialization na malaki, epekto ng pag-unlad, yung mga building, ito nagbibigay din ng work ng mga tao, diba? Pero nagdudulot din ng mga traffic, yung mga like pollution, yung mga pollution ngayon, yung mga pabrika, gano'n, yung mga gumagawa ng mga papel o kaya yung mga gumagawa ng mga ano pa yun, yung mga kailangan may usok nga, kaya yung pollution, pwede rin guma, gano'n. Yun, mga gano'n, yung mga nagsisira ng kapaligiran. Pollution. Yung mga waste na galing sa mga pabrika na tinatapon sa dagat. Mga isyong pangkapaligiran ng Pilipinas. Ilan sa mga isyong pangkapaligiran kinahaharap ng Pilipinas ay isang sumusunod. O you see? Pollution. Ito ay tumutukoy sa pagdudumi ng mga hangin, lupa at mga katubigan. Ang mga pollution ay isa sa mga dulot na di maayos na pangangasiwa ng kapaligiran dala ng industrialisasyon. Sa mga malalaking pagpapatayo ng mga industriya, kailangan din ng malaking konsumo ng langis na panggatong. Ang mga paggamit ng langis na pagpapatakbo ng mga industriya ay nagdudulot ng matinding usok. You see? The usok, matinding air pollution. Oo, yan, ito. Yung matinding nagdudulot daw ng air pollution. Yung usok. Kasi yung pabrika. Tapos yung tubig, dinudumihan yung tubig. Yung basura, di ba? Mga basura, nasisira na mga plastic. Di ba? Tinatapon na. Kaya nga. Yan yung mga pollution na dinudulot ng mga industrialization, yung mga gumagawa ng mga pabrika. Di ba?
What is that in Kuya's medicine?
Ano yun?
A bug. It's so small. What is that? Is that the one?
Ay, parang lamok. Parang malaking lamok. You are, mapilisan, hala. I'm going to tell you the pollution, yung air pollution, di ba? Pag-aaralan nyo ito, yung matinding usok, yung air pollution, yung matinding usok, di ba? Alam mo yun, yung matinding usok na ganito, yung mga sasakyan, di ba? Pag umaandar, yung mga usok ngayon ng gasolina, yun ang example ng air pollution. Yung nagbibigay ng pagdudumi ng kapaligiran, environment, di ba? Tapos yung pagtatapon ng mga basura sa mga basurang chemical ng mga pagawaan, yung mga dumi ngayon sa mga pagawaan, yung pagtatapon Tapos, ito yung next is yung pagguho ng lupa. Ang pagguho ng lupa o landslide. You know the landslide? Pagguho ng lupa, yung landslide. Yung may nahuhulog ng mga buhangin, yung sa may bundok, tapos nag-i-slide, yung mga lupa. Yun. Landslide ay pagbagsak ng lupa mula sa itaas. Pagbagsak ng mga lupa mula sa itaas. Pagbagsak, pagbaba ng mga lupa, bagay tulad ng mga dalisdis ng kabundukan, kakaunti o wala ng punong kahoy. Kasi minsan they cut trees, people cut trees, that's why no more yung roots nga dapat ng trees, dapat i-hold niya yung lupa para hindi mag-slide. Pero ngayon, pinuputol na yung mga kahoy-kahoy. Kaya nag-i-slide na. Yung mataas na bundok. Di ba? Dalis-dalis ng kabundukan, kakaunti o wala ng mga punong kahoy. Nangyari ito kapag malakas na ay tuloy-tuloy ang buhos ng ulan. O, example, if tuloy-tuloy nga ang rain, like typhoon, so much rain, it's going to slide. That caused the slide, a lot of mountain that slides. Di ba?
This one is just tickling me.
Okay. Okay, nangyari ito kapag malakas tuloy-tuloy ang buhos ng ulan. Ito ay bunga ng walang tigil at illegal na pagpuputol. Ito yung mga walang tigil, non-stop rain, tapos yung pag-cut nila ng trees, yun ang ulan. Ito ay bunga ng walang tigil at illegal pagputol ng mga kagubatan o deforestation dahil wala ng mga punong sumisipsip sa tubig at ulan na pumipigil ng lupa, gumuho ng lupa ng tuluyan. Tapos, next is pagbaha. Flood.
This one.
Here, pagbaha.
Like this one.
Oo, yeah, like this one. Ang mga pagbahang nararanasan sa iba't ibang lokasyon ng bansa ay bunga ng walang tigil na pagpuputol ng mga puno sa kagubatan. This is also the case of they're cutting trees. Cutting trees walang tigil, kaya pumupunta na yung mga lupa, bumabagsak, tapos nagiging flooded na. Flooded, okay. Dahil wala ng mga punong pumipigil sa tubig ulan sa kabundukan, nagtutuloy-tuloy ang daloy nito na mababang lugar o kabahayan, nagdudulot ng pag-ako ng mga sapa at ilog na nagbubunga ng mga pagbaha ng katatagan. Pagbaha sa Puerto Princesa noong mga pagbaha ng Cagayan noong 2019, wala na kami doon sa Cagayan de Oro. Urbanisasyon, urbanisasyon, ito ay tumutukoy sa pagbabago ng kapaligiran dulot ng industrialisasyon. Ang mga komunidad na sakahan o agrikultura ay ginagawang mga subdivision o tirahan ng mga tulay at kalsada. The urbanisasyon is about yung lupa ngay na dapat na taniman ng mga palay, ng mga gulay, ginagawa nila ng pinagpapatayoan na ng mga bahay, building. Uy, anong ginagawa mo? Nakikinig ka? Are you listening to me? Naiintindihan mo ang Tagalog? Okay. Yung urbanisasyon, Mika. Tapos, global warming. Ito yung global warming, yung pag-init. Ito ay tumutukoy sa pagtaas. Yung mainit ang sun, ang init kaya mainit na yun ang tawag nilang global warming. Yung grabe, ang init, parang masusunog ka na sa init. That summer, when you go to Lawak, di ba? When you go to Lawak, it's so init. So much in that global warming, it's more init pa kasi Tapos
That's
makasarap.
why
Yeah.
Papa, it's more easy.
Yeah.
I keep doing like this.
Yeah.
Look like I'm getting burning.
Yeah, like that. That's they call it global warming.
I keep being powis.
Yeah, that's they call it global warming. Even here, if it's going to be destroyed, something na the pollution and it will be change the climate na. Ito yung pagtaas ng temperatura ng mundo bunga ng greenhouse effect. Nagdudulot ito ng pagbabago ng panahon o climate change. Kabilang na ang pagtaas ng temperatura ng atmosfera at ang mga karagatan sa mundo. Ang mga chlorofluorocarbons ang pangunahing sanhi ng global warming na nagmumula sa mga industriya, mga sasakyan at magiging ang mga kabahayan. Ang Pilipinas ay nakakaranas ng epekto ng global warming sa pamagitan ng pagsira ng pananim, malakas na bagyo, El Nino, fenomenong La Nina at iba pa. Sagana ang Pilipinas sa mga likas na yaman na maaaring mapalitan. May mga likas na yaman din ang nauubos at hindi napapalitan, kaya nararapat lamang maging matalino ang bawat mamamayang Pilipino sa paggamit ng likas na yaman ng bansa. What is global warming, di ba, Mita? Okay. Yamang lupa. Bagaman kabilang sa mga yamang hindi nauubos ang yamang lupa, nararapat pa rin itong pangalagaan upang patuloy itong makatugon sa pangangailangan ng mga mamamayan. Isa ito sa mga pinakahalagang panahanan at pinapukunan ng pagkain. Ano ang pagkain?
Food.
Food. At kabuhayan. Kabuhayan is work. Yung pinakuhanan ng food na gagamitin for food, everything, house, like that, pangkabuhayan ng mga mamamayan. Magsagawa ng epektong pag-iba-iba ng pananim o crop rotation. Ang crop rotation ay pagtatanim sa parehong lupain at iba't ibang pananim sa loob ng isang taon. Ang ganitong paraan manunumbalik ang mga nanawalang sustansya ng mga lupang taniman. Gumamit ng patabang organiko at halip na chemical. Ito ang gawin ng hayop. Yung yamang lupa, pwede rin yung mga poop ng mga animals like chicken. They do it to fertilize the vegetable.
Is this tissue?
Why? Jewel jacket. Saan yung jacket mo na pa? Nandun. Ng tubig. Tapos puksain, mapagtatong yamang gubat. Biniyayaan ng nakakalawak na kagubatan ang Pilipinas na pinagmulan ng troso, tabla, pagkain, daming panggatong, gamot at goma. Yamang gubat, goma, yung paggawa ng goma, tapos kagubatan, tapos yung pagkain mula sa dagat, mga you know the panggatong, the wood for cooking, wood. Yeah, we do use the cooking to cook for the wood, di ba?
Yeah. Look like fireplace.
Yes. Ang mga pagkainin ay dapat ipagbawal dahil ito ay ang mga sanhi ng pagkasira ng kagubatan. Magpalaganap, oo, you see. Yung mga nagtatanim doon sa kabundukan, they sinisira nila yung mga kahoy, tapos nagtatanim sila, Yun yung mga yamang gubat is umbis na maganda yung mga fertilizer, wala na kasi wala, nasisira na ang gubat, di ba? Ganun na ang nangyayari, pinapatay na yung mga, pinuputol-putol na yung mga puno, di ba? They cut trees, yamang mineral.
Like also right there, that right at their side, they're cutting our tree. The mama wants tree. The needs tree.
Ang likas yamang mineral, ang likas na yamang mineral na matatagpuan sa bansa ay lubhang mahalaga kabuhay ng Pilipino. Ang mga yamang mineral ay yamang nauubos na papalitan. Dapat pangalagaan, gamitin ng wasto ang yamang ito. Itakda lamang ang mga tamang dami ng yamang mineral, maaaring linangin sa tamang panahon. Ipagbawal ang mga open pit mining. Open pit mining yung pagmimina, yung pagkukuha ng mga coal, yung nagmimina, sinisira nila yung mountains, nagdidig sila. Yun, kaya nasisira na ang kwan. Yung mga...
If they have like a picture here.
No.
Wait, because I want to know what it looks like.
Yeah, it's like big mountain and they make something door. They dig inside the mountain. They go inside and look for gold.
Where?
Inside, open pit mine ang paggamit ng pangkat. Kasangkapang gumagamit ng kuryente. Bawasan din ang individual at kumpanyang pagmimina sa bansa. Itakda lamang ang mga lugar at tiyak na panahon kung kailan lamang maaaring magmina. Bawasan ang walang pakundangang pagmimina ng mga buhangin at graba sa kabundukan.
Why are you using Mika? I'm only seeing it.
Okay. Gumawa ng mga water treatment plant ng mga lugar na malapit sa minahan. Ang tubig ay nagmumula rito sa malinis na bago ito itapon ang katubigan. Maglunsad ng mga makabagong paraan sa paglinang ng mineral. Ituro ang mga ito sa maliliit na minero. Narito ang dahilan ng pagkaubos ng likas na yamang mineral. Pagmimina ng walang pahintulot. Kakulangan ng water treatment facility sa mga lugar na malapit sa mga minahan.
This has to be tubig, not water.
Water treatment, yeah. Kulangan ng tubig treatment, yeah. Tubig, pwede rin. Ng tubig, saan tubig treatment. Paggamit ng chemical na mercury na nakapinsala sa paglinang ng likas na yamang mineral. Labis na pagmimina ng graba at buhangin sa mga kabundukan. Labis na paggamit ng kuryente, gasolina, langis, petrolyo. Ito yung gas. Langis, yung gasolina. Kakulangan ng kaalaman ng mga makabagong paraan ng pagmimina. Pagwawalang bahala ng mga itinakdang batas ng pamahalaan. Nakasalalay sa mga mamamayan ang wastong paglinang at paggamit ng mga likas na yaman. Kilala ang Pilipinas sa pagtataglay ng saganang likas na yaman. Mahalagang malaman ng mga mamamayang ang kanilang tungkuling pangasiwaan at gamitin ng wasto ang mga yamang likas. Ang matalinong paggamit ng mga likas na yaman ay pangangalaga upang hindi ito tuluyang maubos o masira. Ang tamang pangangalaga at pangangasiwa sa mga likas na yaman ay tumutukoy na maayos na tamang paraan ng paggamit ng mga ito. Ang matalinong paggamit ng mga likas na yaman ay tungo sa pambansang kaunlaran. Ang mga ito ay sandigan ng matatag na bansa. Pagtatanim ng puno. Ay, wala na.
What's it?
Here.
Look here.
Here.
Look. Is this the
Ayan,
here?
ha? But, oo.
For that?
Okay. Yeah. Pero ito, ano ba ang sabi nilang basahin daw dito? Ano yung question? Ito? Lahat ito? Reflection guide and activities. Questions for review and reflection. What was the reason why many of Jesus' disciples returned to their former way of life and left them? What was the reason why many Jesus?
Many?
Yeah, many. Why
There's no like that.
many of why many of Jesus?
There's no many of Jesus. There's just one.
Yeah. What was the reason why many of Jesus' disciples returned to their former way of life and left him? What question? Maybe we're going to ano pa ito? Basahin yata ito. We're going to Mario has been missing his dad's person.
Get sleepy.
What question did Jesus pose to 12 and what was the answer of Peter who spoke to the rest? How is the first reading connected to gospel? What theme is being stressed? How is the comic story connected to the theme? Ito. Connected to the theme reflection. You have to read pala ito.
Why they did not select there? Why they not select there?
We're going to read this one pala. Mario has been missing his dad's presence for some time now. Mom, how come I don't see Dad as often as I used to? Well, he has been so busy with his work lately, son. I just want to ask you a question. Okay, so go ahead. That he usually comes home late in the evening. I just hope I'll see him and talk to him more often. One rare Saturday, Mario's dad was working inside their home. Dad, may I talk to you? Sure, son, what it is? I just want to ask you a question. Okay, go ahead. How much do you make an hour? Whoa, is this a class assignment? I guess about 500 pesos an hour. Listen. Nope, it's not for school. Can you lend me 300 pesos, Dad? Oh, 300 pesos? What will you do with 300 pesos? Sabi niya, I'm sorry, son, but you should not be borrowing big amounts. Now, go. I still have a lot of things to work on. Mario quietly went to his room and shut the door. Maybe he really needs the money for his class project. First time I heard him borrow money.
Wait, why you back at the door?
Yeah. So Mario's dad went into his son's room. Son, there's no need to borrow from me here. And then he did. Son, there's no need to borrow money here. Oh, great Dad, thank you so much. Reaching under his pillow, Mario pulled some crumpled bills. Now, I have 500 pesos. Dad, can I buy 1 hour of your time?
And then the
Please
father
come.
got shot.
Please come home early tomorrow so we can have dinner as a family.
What? The
Mario's
voice.
dad was Mario's dad was dumbstruck that day. He was absorbed in his thoughts. I have taken them for granted. It has been all work for me. I have forgotten my loved ones. Forgive me, Lord. I am recommitting myself to my promise to be good husband and father. Help me, Lord. Indeed, decisions in faith need constant recommitment. This is a story about family with a boy, and then that's why the boy asked the mother, "Where's dad?" And then mother said, he went, he's busy. He's very busy working. And then the boy wants to eat with family, to kaya sabi niya pala, Dad, can I talk to you? Oh, Dad, can I talk to you for a while? And then he said, okay, ano yun? Sabi niya. And then the boy said, how much? Tinanong niya kasi busy-busy yung tatay niya. Walang time there's no time for the family. And the boy said, how much, Dad, how much is your salary? He said, 500 per hour. And kaya, di ba, ano yung boy, sabi niya, pumunta, kaya gusto niya magbaro ng money para bayaran niya ang tatay niya, para yung 1 hour, gusto niya na salo-salo sila sa dinner, para may time siya na 1 hour sa family to play, to tell stories. And then, di ba sabi niya, di ba maghiram ako ng 500, wala daw. Huwag ka na maghiram, sabi ng tatay niya. Kinuha niya yung money niya. Huwag ka na, don't borrow money from me anymore. You can take this 300. And then the 300, the boy took it. And then he kept 200 in his pillow. And then give, okay, Dad, 500. And then there's 500, he said. Hi, Dad, I will give you 500 to pay you 1 hour. So you have time for us to eat dinner. Yeah.
But nothing if I met the boss.
You're going to tell your papa.
The
story is you have the father and the mother should have time to their children. Diba? To get together, to eat together, to magkwentuhan. Yeah, okay.
Okay. So I can wake up early and
Yeah. But you already understand what we read, ah?
Yeah.
Oh, no. You did not read pa. Ako ang nag-read. Ako nag-explain. Pupuntahan yung jacket na. Tama ba? Things na. Ah? Saan yung jacket mo?
And then where do we put the dirty clouds? Look at that!
ka. Oh, I don't want you to have fun. Kakainis yung ulam mo eh. Buti hindi natin maapang. Ano? Hello? Hello? Ah? Oo, nag-ballpen dito. Yung castel? Faber castel? Ano? Ah? Ito. Ay. Ito. Ito. Iba. Sa table. Table. Dito. Wala namang ballpen dito. Walang ballpen. Wala eh. Wala din dito. Dito kami. Bar. Bar. Wala din. Maid. Maid. Maid mat. Ha? Maid talaga. Maid. Wala. Oo, maid. Wala. Ito lang ang meron dito castel. Anong ballpen ba hinahanap mo? Oo, di ba? Hindi ba ito? Ay, iba ito? Ay, iba? Wala. Ay, patingin. Baka kuwan. Sandali nga, tignan ko yung... Kailan mo iniwan ngayon lang?
Basta ganito yung baba niyo, mga ganyan.
Sandali. Kasi may ballpen ako parang ganyan. Kung yan dali ang kami ko muna sa balkon. Ano yan? Parang may ballpen ako sa balkon. Oh, fish. Ay, wala naman. Wala pala yun yata. Yun yata ang pencil ko. Wala din. Wala. Wala din sa inyo kasi. Pati anong meron sa ballpen dito. Ay, iba naman. Iba pala, iba. Ay. Wala naman. Wala din. Wala. Wala, baka nahulog mo Baka nahulog mo. O sige na nga. Oo. Wala ka nang ibang nakalimutan. Bakit wala nang ink yan? Wala nang ink yan? Hala. Patingin nga yan. Pilot? Patingin nga ang kanya.
Hindi. May gel.
Ay, may gel. Baka meron akong i-check ko sa taas. Baka may bili ko. May gel. Ay, wala naman dito. May gel. Wala naman dito. May gel o kaya may... May gel na yung ballpen niya. binili ako ng mga ballpen dito. Ay, hindi ba may gel ang mga ito? Yung parang kayo. Gel. Ay, ito ay pangit ang mga to. Iba? Ah? Dali. Baka meron pa. Ay, meron. Ay, parehas pala. Dali, baka meron pa eh. Ay, iba ito. Iba pala ang mga ito na nabili ko, hindi gel. Ay, yung kasing ang mga ito. Pala. Hindi ko alam na kailangan pala ang gel. May gel. O sige na nga. Tignan mo dyan kasi. O sige na, wala talaga. Iba pala ang mga ito, yung mga pinagbibili ko dito, iba. Pero parang gel din ito, iyata. Stick. Oh, gel nga, gel. Gel naman pala ito, oh, nakasulat na gel. Flex stick. Kunin mo ito. Nakalagay gel. Ha? Gel. Nakalagay ng gel.